How's it going? Just wanted to give this a shot and put my opinion out on some topics that are going on. I'm going to try and start up a channel called Man Shit. Pretty basic. Talk about things that I feel men should be interested in. I've been a stuntman in the movies for the last 24 years, 23 years. And ever since COVID started, there has been very little work, and once COVID started to bounce back, we had the strike. Strike just ended. Supposed to end tonight. They're supposed to vote on going back to work tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. During the pandemic, my wife asked me to go get a job, get something regular to pay the bills. So I did. And I was like, can it be in a gun store? Because I like guns. And she's like, I don't care. So that's what I did. And I worked at a local retail establishment. I'll leave the names out. And did that for a year and had a disagreement with upper management. Let's just put it that way. And I left. I put in 2 weeks notice and I went to another place that I'd been wanting to work at. And I worked there for over a year. And then just was not happy with the way things were going there. We had moved. I was driving farther to work every day and decided to find another job, which I did. And now I am driving to that job right now. And it's a bit of a pay cut, but that's okay. I'm making it. But it's a whole different mindset and learning how to do things different. And I don't mind it. I wish I had a little bit more control over the operations so that I could improve, sales and things like that. But it's something I'm passionate about. I don't really get into too many politics. Sorry, my radar detector's going off. I'm a registered independent, right down the middle. I believe you should always have a right to choose. Doesn't matter what it is. And nobody else should be telling you how you can or can't live. And that's just how I live my life. And we'll just leave it at that. So if you don't like guns, don't buy them. Simple as that. But I do, so I do. And I buy them, and I shoot them, and I have enjoyment with them. I also use them for protection. But that's besides the point. Right now, my wife and I are looking at relocating out of Southern California. She's never lived anywhere else but here. And I moved down here in 2010 permanently for working in the movie industry. And just with the last few years being the way they are, it's kind of forced me into an early retirement in a way, not fully retired. But I'm 45 years old. I'm hitting the ground. It hurts and it takes longer to heal. So I don't mind taking the easier path. Not that I would turn down a job if it came knocking. I would definitely go do the work. I enjoy stunt business, but when I got into it, I thought I was gonna be all about driving because that's where my biggest skill set is. And very quickly learned that it takes years and years and years of grinding to become a professional stunt driver. And I've done some jobs and I've had some successes and I've had a couple of failures. And it's not always your fault, but it still reflects on your name if you have a failure. So, it's not always been the best. But I've never hurt anybody and I've never crashed any cars that weren't supposed to be crashed. So I feel like
in 600 feet, turn right.
Sorry, pretty good job.
Turn right.
Sorry about that. And this is just my first try at doing this. I see other people do it. They talk about stuff. They keep it engaging. And I like watching their videos. There's a guy that talks about the real estate market, and he literally just walks around a neighborhood and just talks about the economy and what things are going on. And I really enjoy watching his videos because he just keeps it straight and to the point. He doesn't fluff it up with a bunch of BS. And it's always going to be ultimately your decision to listen to other people's opinion or not. And as long as people do some basic research, and I feel like they can, make somewhat of an educated decision on what's going on in the world. With that said, I just kind of want to do a video channel about cars and guns and parenting and hanging out and just doing what guys do. And it doesn't have to be just men, just to be clear. It could be women too. But I just thought a funny name would be Man Shit. Like, it's kind of like what happens in the man cave or the garage or the shop, or when guys are hanging out together, or women. I'm not going to isolate. But I just thought the name was catchy, so that's why I'm
In
going
a quarter of a mile, turn right.
And I've got support from some of my family, and I've never been good in front of a camera as far as like a talking head. But I'm going to give it a shot, maybe break through some barriers, and hopefully share some knowledge and some insight that people will find entertaining or informative, and kind of go that route. If you have any questions for me, just feel free to message them on the screen there in the comment section, and I will do my best to get back to them. I do work a lot of hours between my day job and my side business that I own, and parenting, things like that. I've got a full schedule, but I will do my best. So anyways, this is just my first video. We'll see how it goes. If I get a little bit of subscribers and some traction, I'll try and get some better camera equipment and get some editing software and make it better. That's kind of the goal. When we reason I started this is because we're going to be moving out of state, and we've been looking at outside of Boise, to the west side of Boise, just because the state, the politics, they don't control everything. People still have the right to choose what they want there, and that's important to us as a family. They don't have the high, like, automobile taxes. Like, when I register my car, cost me $700 a year just to pay for my car taxes on my registration, and my wife's car is even more. And they're not anything extravagant. They're just a couple of Toyotas. I got a 2023 Tacoma here. I'm almost at 5,000 miles. Let's see where we're at. 42.9. So I'm almost there. And she's got a 2024 Highlander, Grand Highlander, for the baby and the dog. And it's just, we're paying almost $2,000 a year just for our car registration, let alone our insurances. And we both have clean driving records. I don't have any tickets or accidents in the last 5 years, either does she. And because of our zip code, we're paying $4,000 a year just for car insurance. And that's just ridiculous. That's $6,000 a year right there. That's $500 a month just in, what do you call it? Just expenses on top of the car payment. So, yeah, it's just ridiculous. Move to some place where it's $80 a year. That right there is a huge savings annually, just right off the top. If I will probably bounce and get off topic a little bit. I'll try and edit some of this out if I get to it. I might just post it just like it is. We'll see. I have a 22-year-old son. He's almost 23. He's going to be going with us most likely. I told him that he's welcome to come with us and relocate, and we'll help him out while he gets on his feet. And he has a girlfriend, and if she wants to come as soon as he gets established and gets into his own place, she's more than welcome to come up. But that's a topic for another day. Hoping that my oldest daughter will also move to that area once she finishes her military career. But that's up to her. I support whatever decisions she makes. And I have a 2-year-old, and I want her to be raised in a place that is just fun. I grew up in the Northwest, and I had a really good upbringing, I believe. I got to experience a lot of things, going fishing, going climbing, skiing, going to the beach, floating down a river on an inner tube, the kind of stuff that other than the beach, you just don't see a lot of it in Southern California. It had 4 full seasons. It rained, but you get used to it. Idaho is going to be similar climate to where I grew up in Vancouver, Washington, except colder in the winter and hotter in the summer. But you'll still get 4 seasons. We've also looked at Post Falls, Idaho, which is a little bit northern, up towards the northern part of the state by Coeur d'Alene, and it's really, really pretty there. But the housing market is still, the properties are still climbing right now, and we're just trying to be smart and buy when the market's low. But at interest rates being almost 8% right now, we're just going to pay cash and just walk away. So if we can wait for the housing market to dip a little bit, sell the house we're in now, that gets split up between some family members on my wife's side. Long story there, I'm not going to get into it. And then relocate and just pay outright. It puts us into the best financial situation where we're not having that high monthly bill from all the interest. At 8%, that's a huge interest rate. And your payment's going to reflect that.
In 1,000 feet,
Let alone
turn left.
Home insurance right now is tripling or quadrupling in most areas, and that's just ridiculous. People are going without insurance on their homes, and that's just crazy. But I understand why.
Turn left.
Can't pay the bill. You can't pay the bill. I'm pulling up to work here in a couple minutes, so I'm going to jump out of here.
In 1,000 feet,
Sorry about
turn
the
right.
navigation. I can't turn the volume down unless I turn off the truck and change the programs. So anyways, looking forward to getting to know some people and give some good reviews on some products that I like. I have a few supporters I'm going to start shouting out. Not supporters, sorry. Channels that I watch that I truly believe have good information. Just for example, The Honest Outlaw. I think he does a great job reviewing things for the people, not for the companies that might give him stuff. And I really like that kind of mentality. Same with Michael, the guy that does the videos walking about real estate. I don't see him plugging companies to pay for subscriptions, and I appreciate that, because it's the internet. You shouldn't have to pay for information. It's all there. You just have to search for it and know where to look. So I hope to share some of those channels with people, get them on board, and maybe open up some other people to some of the information I've gotten to learn, which I really like. And also do some reviews of my own stuff, build some cars together. I do drifting, I do off-road racing, I do road racing, autocross, rally.
Feet, turn left.
Been out of it for a few years, just from my life, has kind of been on pause, even before the pandemic, when it comes to the car racing stuff, but it's still something I'm extremely passionate about, and I still have a few cars sitting around that I'm going to get back going, and I'd like to take you down that journey with me, showing you how to build an engine, or
turn left,
wire up a wiring harness, just random stuff, Also, if you're interested in the firearm side of things, I'm going to talk about that just because it's a big part of what I do. And also just the training side and teaching, the fundamentals without all the attitude. And I just believe getting rid of some of the stereotypes that go with firearms. There's so much negativity wrapped around firearms because of a few people's inability to be good people. They're just shitheads. And it ruins the whole thing, but it's something we can tackle as a society together and hopefully move into where just people have a better understanding and are more neutral about things. Because I can't get along with any extremist, no matter what it is. I don't do extremes. It's too much, unless it's like extreme sports, because that's cool. But anyways, I am at work, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining in.